Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Mo, this is Crypto Mo, and this is my first YouTube video. Now, I'm going to be doing videos about something that I'm really passionate about, and that's programming. I've been working as a programmer for over 10 years now, and it's something that I've been passionate about for most of my life. So I wanted to talk to you today about ChatGPT, which is a new machine learning model which tackles natural language processing. It's the most advanced natural language processing machine learning model I've ever seen, and it's really exciting. So what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to show you what it's capable of with regards to performing tasks. I think in the future these sort of assistants are going to help people and increase productivity. Will they take over the world? Probably not. And people have been saying for years that AI is going to take over from programmers. I don't think that's something I'm worried about at this point, but it is very powerful, and I just wanted to show you some of the things I've been doing with it while I've been playing around. So here's the home page for OpenAI and Chat GPT. So if we go over to the so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask it to create me a smart contract, and then we'll have a look at that smart contract, see if it would work, and then we'll deploy it to a blockchain and have a play around with it. So here we go. We are at the prompt. Here you can ask all kinds of questions, but I'm just going to stick to this smart contract for this video. Okay, so make me a smart contract that will allow me to store my assets without allowing anyone else to remove the tokens from the contract. I found that you have to be very specific, so you have to sort of define the functions and the methods and the things that you want to get out of it. This is quite high level, so we'll just see what it comes back with. Here's an example of a smart contract. So it's actually writing the code now using Solidity 7, and let's have a look at this in a moment. So I'll copy this over to my Notepad++, and we'll just inspect it, and then we'll try and deploy it and see if it works. It's even given me a description of what each method does, which is very interesting, because it understands, or it seems to understand, or it gives you the illusion of it understanding what it's writing. So that was what I was playing with earlier on. So let's just have a look at this. So it's come up with his own name for the contract called Token Lock. I would have called it Piggy Bank, because I'm going to use this as a little piggy bank for myself. So it's created an address variable here, which would store an address, and it's created a mapping for the address and an unsigned integer. That's likely to record the amounts that have been put in and who they're owned by. So that's correct. So the constructor, when the contract is deployed, it will set the owner variable equal to the message sender, so the deployer. We've got a deposit method here. So it requires that the amount being sent into it is more than 0, and then it accesses the mapping of the balances and creates a unique mapping for that address and increases the value. So it tracks the amount being put in by the user. So the withdraw would require that the balance of the person using it is more than or equal to the amount being requested from it. Here we have require a method which makes sure that the person trying to use the contract is the owner, and then it says only the owner can withdraw the tokens, which is the way I would have done it. And then it sends the message.sender. It transfers the amount to the to the user and reduces the balance. Yeah, so that looks like it's perfectly fine to work. So let's just give it a try and see if there's an error in there. I'm just going to save this as all types piggy bank 2, because obviously I made one before and I was just testing this out. Okay, piggy bank 2. So now if we go over to, I'm going to use the Tron blockchain because that's my blockchain of choice. It's the one where I prefer to use, and I've built quite a lot of different things on the Tron blockchain because it's awesome. Okay, piggy bank 2. So Solidity version 7 is chosen for this. So let's just select the right version to compile it. Okay, that is compiled without any issues. So I'm just going to deploy that and see how we go. That's going to sign the transaction. This is on the Tron test network called Nile. So once I've deployed that, it'll probably take a moment or two, well, less than that, and then it'll give us a contract address, and then we can give it a go and see if it works. Which it's gonna, yeah, it looks like it works. There's no problem there, which is absolutely mind blowing that you're able to do this, and then you can get creative with it and start asking for more details. It's got limitations. There's a few contracts that have come out where I've had to edit them and tweak them because they weren't quite right. So I wouldn't take it as gospel and just deploy it and start using it in a production environment at all. No, this is just to help you build more complex contracts, or just to support you like an assistant. But it's really interesting and a powerful tool to use. Okay, we've got a bit of a delay. Now the contract's been deployed. It took a minute to load on the blockchain, but that's now been done, and we'll have a little play with it and see if it works. So here you can see we've got a token balance of 0 TRX, and we will try some of the functions now in my personal piggy bank. So I will deposit. So let's deposit 10 TRX. Let's say this is all test TRX because it's on the test network. So I'm going to put 10 in. I know this doesn't look like 10, but in Solidity there are no decimal places, so you have to represent that in the traditional way by timesing by 10 to the power of number of decimals. So there's 6 in this case, that'll be 10 and 6 zeros. Okay, so let's just deposit that. And over here we requested or prompted to sign the transaction. So we'll just sign that transaction. What it's going to do now is it's going to take 10 TRX out of my wallet and put it into the contract, and then that will be safe and secure, stored in the contract, and nobody else will be able to remove that from the contract but me, because that's what I asked for in the code, and it wrote it perfectly. So now if we say I just want to take 5 out, I'll just withdraw 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can trigger that transaction. There we go. So we can see in a moment that the balance of the contract will change to 5, and it'll put, as we can see there. And let's just check the transactions here. So it took 10 out and it added 5 to my wallet, and that's it. So that's just an example of how powerful ChatGPT really is. It can be used for a lot of different things, even creating content and helping supporting with programming. I wouldn't say it could create you a whole suite of tools, but it was definitely a tool to help you create if you're need that level of support. So it's incredible, it's amazing, it's just unbelievable, and I'm very excited for what the future holds with regards to machine learning and digital assistants. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's my first one, so hopefully we'll get a few more coming through on various different blockchain related stuff. So thank you.